In the beginning, long before machines, engines, or science, humanity had only one direction to look, up toward the endless night sky. The stars shine silently like ancient guardians, and every civilization wondered, what lies beyond this darkness? But the journey to space did not begin with machines. It began with a spark of fire, and a spark of imagination. This is the story of how humanity created rockets, from the first fire arrows to the mighty engines that carry us to the moon and beyond. The accidental birth of rockets. SFX, crackling fire, ancient tools clinking. It is the 9th century. Deep inside a Chinese alchemist's workshop, a group of researchers mixes powdered minerals, charcoal, sulfur, saltpeter. They are not inventing weapons. They are searching for the secret to eternal life. But suddenly, SFX, boom, a powerful explosion. The mixture ignites. Flames leap into the air. The startled alchemists step back. They stare at one another. Alchemist whispers, "What have we created?" They did not know it yet, but they had just discovered gunpowder, a substance that would open the path to the stars. The first rockets, China's fire arrows. Soon, the Chinese discovered something extraordinary. If gunpowder was placed inside a bamboo tube, sealed at the front, and ignited at the back, SFX, whoosh, a fiery roar. The tube shot forward with incredible force. These were the first rockets in human history. General Zhao, watching his soldiers test them, cried out, "Light the arrows!" SFX, hundreds of fuses lighting simultaneously. General Zhao, "Release!" SFX, a sky filled with streaking fire, whistling rockets, explosions in the distance. The night sky filled with blazing trails, like a swarm of mechanical comets. These fire arrows were simple, but they revealed one great truth. When fire pushes backwards, the rocket moves forward. A discovery that would one day send humans to space. The rocket travels across the world. Over the next centuries, the idea of rockets began to spread. From China to the Middle East, from India to Europe, each civilization made them stronger. India's iron rockets. In the 18th century, the Kingdom of Mysore created a breakthrough. SFX, metal forging, hammer striking iron. Iron-cased rockets. Stronger, farther, more powerful. British officers watched in fear as Mysorean rockets screamed through the air. British officer, "The sky is filled with fiery serpents." These rockets shocked the world and inspired Europe to study them. Europe's Congreve rockets. Sir William Congreve improved the design. His rockets were used in wars across Europe, lighting the night sky with red fire. They even inspired the famous line, "And the rocket's red glare." Humanity had upgraded the rocket, but still, no one imagined it could reach space. Not yet. The dreamers who looked beyond Earth. At the dawn of the 20th century, 3 men separated by oceans shared one dream. Rockets are not weapons. They are vehicles for reaching space. Their names were Konstantin Tsiolkovsky, Robert H. Goddard, Hermann Oberth. Konstantin Tsiolkovsky, the visionary. A lonely schoolteacher in Russia, deaf since childhood, spent his nights writing equations under candlelight. He believed humanity belonged among the stars. Tsiolkovsky: Earth is the cradle of mankind, but one cannot stay in the cradle forever. He calculated escape velocity, invented the idea of multi-stage rockets, and proved that only liquid fuel could take us to space. He was ignored, but he did not care. His ideas planted the seeds of rocket science. Robert Goddard, the engineer. Across the ocean in America, a boy named Robert Goddard climbed a cherry tree and imagined flying to Mars. Years later, he turned this dream into reality. SFX, cold winter wind, metal tools clinking. On March 16, 1926, in a snowy Massachusetts field, Goddard launched the world's first liquid-fueled rocket. SFX, small ignition, sudden whoosh. It rose only 47 feet, but it changed history. Newspapers mocked him. They called him the Moon Man, the crazy professor. But Goddard kept working, quietly, believing the future would prove him right. Hermann Oberth, the philosopher of rockets. In Germany, a young Hermann Oberth read science fiction stories and became obsessed with space travel. He wrote a book proving rockets could leave the atmosphere. That book inspired a young engineer, Werner von Braun, the man who would later send humans to the moon. The dreamers had spoken. Humanity listened, and the world would never be the same. The dark chapter. Rockets become weapons. Then came war, a terrible war. World War II transformed rockets from scientific dreams into machines of destruction. The V-2 rocket. SFX, heavy machinery, engines humming. Werner von Braun, working under the Nazi regime, was forced to build the V-2 rocket, the world's first long-range ballistic missile, the first object to reach the edge of space. SFX, V-2 launch, powerful, thunderous roar. The rocket soared majestically, but fell with deadly force. Werner von Braun later said, "The rocket worked perfectly, except for landing on the wrong planet." After the war, the US and Soviet Union both captured scientists and rocket parts. The world was about to enter the space age. The space race began. War ended, a new race began. Not a race for land, not a race for power, a race for the sky. Sputnik. On October 4, 1957, the Soviet Union launched Sputnik 1, SFX, beeping satellite signal. A small metallic sphere, but its beeping sent shock waves across Earth. Americans looked up in fear and awe. The space race had officially begun. The United States responded by creating NASA. The dream of rockets was now a global mission. Humans prepared to leave Earth. The Soviets sent the first living passenger, Laika the dog, to space. Then, in 1961, they sent the first human, Yuri Gagarin. Gagarin's voice, calm and steady. Poyakali, meaning, let's go. In 108 minutes, he changed human history. The United States answered with the Apollo program. Scientists and engineers worked day and night to build the most powerful rocket ever created, the Saturn V. 111 meters tall. 3-stage, 160 million horsepower. A mountain of steel that could shake the earth. SFX deep rumbling engine test. And on July 20th, 1969, SFX silence, then soft footsteps on lunar soil. Neil Armstrong spoke words that echoed across the universe. Neil Armstrong, one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind. Humanity had left its cradle.